Hello. Today we'll be looking at the OGI Gosh frame. This frame has been staring at me on the optical floor for weeks now. I've been a little bit obsessed with the color combinations of this model. It's absolutely beautiful. The gold, the green, and the white play together perfectly in a way that is both elegant and just so much fun, a bit flirty. Let's take some quick measurements of this model. The eye size is 53. The bridge, or DBL, is looking to be 18. The B measurement is 39. And the ED measurement is a 49. The stock nose pads that come installed are 11 millimeters by 7 millimeters. The temples themselves are 145 millimeters. The temple tips are 17 millimeters. The green acetate inserts on the top are 35 millimeters wide and 15 millimeters in height. The screw barrels are 4 millimeters tall. The overall width of the frame is 133 millimeters. Handmade in Japan, the OGI designs occasionally strike me and catch me off guard, especially some of the specific color options that they utilize. This video was never meant to be very long. I just had to absolutely gush over this frame for a moment and share it with you. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you here next time. Goodbye. Hello. Today, I wanted to take a look at some frames from Ovo Optics. Ovo Optics is a frame line made in Poland, renowned for their durability and flexibility. The most popular colors from Ovo tend to be gray and black, and maybe the occasional navy blue. However, they do times. This one is in a particularly bright yellow color. At least the front is. The temples are more neutral, subtle gray. Let's take some measurements. The A measurement or eye size is 53. The bridge or DBL is 21. The B measurement is 41. And the ED is 51. The temple length is sitting at right around 140 millimeters. Next, let's look at this model of 6036 in this purple and fuchsia color. This frame would be perfect for a set of progressive lenses, provided that the blank size is large enough to accommodate this frame. The A measurement is sitting at a 58. The bridge measurement is sitting at 60, maybe 6024. On a table with many colors, this one stands out as being relatively plain. Black and white are the most basic of elements before color, before pigment. The absence of light and the oversaturation of light, always playing, always pulling back and forth. Let's measure an eye size of 49, a dBl of 18.5, a B measurement of 38, an ED of 50, and a temple length of 135. This last frame is the craziest of them all. If you've ever tried to sew a white frame, you'll know it's quite the challenge. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I'll see you here next time. Goodbye. Hello. Today we'll be looking at a new frame line that we've brought on called Lowell, owned by parent company at near Barcelona. Lowell is a direct competitor with a frame line that we've reviewed before, the Ovo Optics frames. Lowell utilizes a screwless hinge design like the Ovos, but a completely different take. Instead of twisting to remove the temple, there's a tab here to squeeze and pull. Then this sleeve can be removed, and the lens taken out because the eye wire is now open. I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't have to touch a screwdriver or heat anything up in order to remove that lens. Quite impressive, the design. has been around for 2 or 3 years, but now that they've been out for a while, they've worked out some of the kinks. Now is when we've decided to bring them on as a frame line. I have 4 models to show you. We have a couple of more masculine shapes and colorways on the right, and a couple of more feminine shapes and colorways on the left. And also we have 2 models that are metal dominated designs and 2 models that are acetate dominated designs. Let's take a look at one of the plastic frames. That first frame we looked at was called the Byte, B-Y-T-E, as in the computer byte. And actually, before we move on to the plastic, let's take some measurements of the byte. The byte has an eye size, or a measurement, of 58. A bridge measurement, or dBl, of 18. A B measurement of 38. And a temple length measurement of 145. You'll also notice on the inside of the temple where those measurements are printed a small arrow pointing down. Some brands utilize this symbol to signify that there are smaller sizes available for that specific shape. Let's look at the next model. This is the hanger. A slightly different design of the frame, actually a completely different design of the frame, utilizes what I suspect is a nylon composite in the front, not acetate. I suspect this due to its flexibility and the fact that the lens itself states cold assembly, meaning this frame should not be heated when installing new lenses. This hinge differs from the last. Instead of having a screw in this design, this frame utilizes what appears to be a plastic plug to create tension and hold the pieces together. Time will tell how that design holds up over time. With these these frames being a direct style and design competitor to OVO optics, it will be interesting to see how they hold up. OVO is known and renowned for their long-lasting durability. We'll see if Lou is up to the challenge. The next frame is the Altair, a female-oriented and marketed design in this beautiful red color with gold and white accents. It is really a striking design. It utilizes sharp angles to tell its story. It too utilizes the pinch, temple, and sleeve lens removal design. With the Altair and the bite, you'll need to be cognizant of the patient's prescription, and I would avoid using these two frames with quite high plus powered patients, as the edges of those can be quite thin, and the lab may actually need to add material and thus weight to make them work with these frames. The hanger and the castor will not have this problem, being plastic frames and a hide bevel mount as opposed to a groove mount. Moving on to the castor. This utilizes a matte finish gunmetal temple as opposed to the more rose gold temple of the hanger. But overall, the mechanics of the design are the same, utilizing that plastic plug. Let's take some additional measurements of some of these frames, starting with the hanger. I'm seeing an eye size of 48. B measurement 42. Bridge measurement of 21. And a temple length of 145. The Altair. Eye size 43 B measure and a 17 or 18 dBl or bridge measure. Lastly, the castor. We have a 54 eye size, a 15 B measure, and a 40 B measurement. Sorry, did I say B measure for the middle bit here? Hello. Today we'll be taking a look at Blackfin Optical, handmade in the Agordo Valley in northern Italy. These frames are known for their lightweight durability, utilizing titanium in their design. Titanium is an amazing metal for eyewear. It offers comfort in the form of lightweight, but also durability in the form of its flexibility when mixed with other metals. One of the downsides to flexible titanium frames is that some individuals can't seem to grasp that flexibility does not translate to flimsiness. Blackfin addresses this problem by making the front of their frames out of a solid piece of 100% titanium. This makes the front of the frame quite rigid, hardly any flex. This satisfies the need for a sturdy sensation, while the temples are made of an alloy that incorporates titanium to give it that flexible memory metal durability. Blackfin is also known for its beautiful colors. It utilizes the same paint techniques as the Ferraris. You'll notice in this first example, the Port Orford, there is actually no paint at all, but only the bare brushed titanium. This color actually disappeared for quite a few years from the Blackfin catalog, but it has recently returned, and it's actually one of my favorite. So I'm happy to see it back. Let's take some measurements of the Port Orford. For the A measure, this shape is going to make it a little unique to get this measurement here, but that looks like a 54 to me. Bridge of a 16, and a B measurement of 34. An ED measurement of 57, maybe 58. And a temple length of 145. The temple tips come stock at 80 millimeters. However, Blackfin temples can be shortened by the optician. There are two sections here that have been ground to be easily snapped off. Both of these are 10 millimeters in length, and they correspond to, 5 millimeters in length, and they correspond to these sections here on the temple tip itself. If you remove one of these, you also remove one of these to shorten the overall length of the temple. Next, we'll look at the Mesa's Bay. I love the shape of this design. The angles in the upper temporal areas, and the gradient color is absolutely beautiful, going from a deep green blue down to a light sky blue. Just gorgeous. Let's take some measurements. Eye size of a 52 and a half. A bridge of 17. A B measurement of 40. Then ED of 50. And a temple length of 145. Lastly, let's take a look at this pink and purple model, the Madsen. I'm quite the sucker for these two-toned styles. This round frame is quite a universally pleasing shape. Let's do some measurements here. Eye size of 48. A bridge of 20. A B measurement of 41. And an ED of 48. With a temple length of 145. With most of the black fins being hide bevel designs, they are quite universal in their application in terms of prescription compatibility. I would recommend these frames for anyone looking for a modern, minimal design, especially someone who needs something a bit more durable, who appreciates the feeling of solid durability. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you here next time.